Alrighty, so to get started with text effects, the first thing that you're going to need is text. Alright, so if you go over to the left side of your screen, you will see that you have some text tools. Okay, shortcut for this is just T on your keyboard as well. But I'm going to use the horizontal type tool, so that way I'm typing left to right. There's two ways to use this tool. Me personally, I like to just click and release. It's going to give you the lorem ipsum that's going to pop up. That's just a placeholder text. You can change that at any time if you just double click, or if you go into it with your text tool, you can highlight it. The other way that you can use the text tool, and this is the one that I recommend against, like try not to use this one because it does have some niche uses, but it's creating an actual box. Like if you click and drag out, it's going to create a text box for you to be able to type into. So if you're ever using something where you need to fill a specific space, sure, you can do that. But for the most part, I don't like to use it. So I'm just going to delete that box, and I'm just going to work with this here. So I'm going to change this just to say text effects. So there are a number of different things that you can do with your text effects. The simple ones are that if you highlight your text, you can go through and change your color. You can make it bright red, you can make it pink, whatever color you want, and you can access that here at the top of the page. You have a toolbar up here, as well as the properties tools over on the right side. You can also change things like your font size. You can change what font you're using. If you wanted to get something custom, we'll go over that a little bit later, but you can go through and grab all kinds of different stuff. So that part's easy enough. But then you can also do kind of like the word art style of things where you can warp your text. If you go up here to the top of your page, like I have my text selected, if you go up here to the top of your page, you'll find this T that's sitting on a little bit of an arc, and this is where you can create warped text. And you'll open up this little menu, and from here you can choose a variety of different styles. All right, so I'm just going to do the lower arc here for the quick minute, because with this you can take it and then you can manipulate this to be able to get different types of bends, your different distortions, left and right, vertical distortions. I mean, you can do all kinds of junk with this. But simple things like that. You can also get into like the flag waving. If you want your stuff to have some pretty wild bends to it, again with the distortions, you can manipulate all of that. For today though, I think I'm just going to leave mine setting on the lower arc, and I'm going to give it a slight negative bend so it like curls up in the middle, something like that. All right. So there's my first start to my text effects. Now from there, you can play around with those, and you can do all kinds of craziness with it. So by all means, feel free to explore. But the next thing is where we can really start to give the text effects their uniqueness. Because changing the shape of something isn't anything too crazy. But if you come down here to your layers, and off to the right side of where it has your text, if you double click out here in the gray area, it's going to open up a window. Okay, it's going to look like this. All right. If you can't get it by double clicking, you can also just right click and go to blending options. There's another option you can use. It'll open up that same menu. Or down here at the bottom of your page, there is a little FX. It stands for effects. And you can use that to open your blending options as well. From here, you can go and do pretty much whatever you'd want. If you wanted to add, a stroke to your text, where you wanted something to be, a different color on the outside. So let's go with, I don't know, I'm using purple, so let's do like a purple and gold, purple and yellow. Ooh, that looks atrocious. Let's go purple and gold, blue. I am not great at picking colors, so I'm just going to pick something obnoxious. There we go. To where you can add a stroke to it. Now you can have this be on the inside of your text. You can have it be on the outside. You can have it, do different types of blend modes. You can give it different opacities, so that way you can like see things through it. You can also set this up to be a gradient and have it fade from one color to the next. I'll leave that up for you guys to play around with. But as you can see here, there are many checkboxes that you can set. So if you wanted to also have, a drop shadow and have it where this drop shadow, I'm just going to leave it at black, is hanging out underneath my text here, doing something crazy. We can affect the spread. We can give it a bigger fade, all kinds of junk. All right, so there is honestly no limit to the things that you can do with this. You can add patterns. You can have all kinds of craziness, inner glows, outer glows. You can make it turn into like a neon light. There's all kinds of stuff that you guys can do with this. So what I would like for you to do here today, all right, is simply play around with this. Try to create something unique. Go through and try to come up with anything. If you're someone like me and you have the struggle of like, hey, what should I make? How do I do this? I need some direction. It's very simple. If you just go to Chrome and type in Photoshop text effects, it's going to give you 1.5 million different hits. All right, and some of these are easier than others, but you could go through to like this website here. They have just dozens upon dozens upon dozens of different tutorials that you can do. Or if you're someone that you need like a video to follow along, you can get onto YouTube. Type in same thing, Photoshop text effects. Say you want to do something that was more geared towards, I don't know, like neon lights. All right, boom. I just put the word neon at the end of it, and now there's tutorials on how to go through and make whatever it is you're trying to make. All right, so don't limit yourself to only, doing what you can create out of your own brain. All right, this is how you learn, is by mimicking other people and taking their ideas and then making them your own. So today, that is what I want you guys to do. Just go through, start playing around, start figuring out what your tools do, try to make something unique, try to make something creative. And then next week, I'm going to get you guys into the actual assignment. We're going to start breaking things down and show you some of the ones that, there's one that you're required to make, and then the rest of them are for you to come up with. So, yeah.